Hi, well, welcome. Great to have you tuning in as always. Let's begin. You lie back, you close your eyes, and you breathe. Continuing to take the time to slow down, taking the time to settle in. But lying on your back, you no longer have to work to hold yourself up or hold yourself together. You're able to let the floor support you completely. You're able to soften around those edges, feeling that gentle tug of gravity and giving into it. One of the things that this allows you to do is you surrender more and more as you fall back further and further. As you start to notice those areas where you're chronically tensing. The jaw, the fist, the shoulder, the side of the neck, the hip. There's a myriad of places that you may be still holding. And it's when we start to soften everything around it that we start to notice it once again. You don't need to judge it or scold yourself for it, but you notice it. You notice that tight point, that clenching, that gripping. Then you breathe. Slowly, gradually, you notice that it starts to soften. Maybe not completely at first, but it starts to ease. Getting that chronic tension to soften is part of why we start here. Let's take a few more breaths, a few more moments. And your next inhale is a nice deep, full inhale. You fill the belly, fill the chest. And as you're ready, release your breath, drawing your knees in. You wrap your arms around your shins, hugging your thighs tight. You gently rock from side to side. A sense of movement, swaying the body. Then back to center, hands behind your knees as you rock from the tailbone to the shoulder blades. Nice long line. Nice and smooth, back and forth. And the next inhale draws you all the way up to sitting. You sit tall. And back to the neck is long, the eyes remain closed. You take a moment. Then on inhale, you rise up. Tadasana. You find your balance. The feet are firm. The shoulders back. Let those eyes close. Then palms together at your heart. And on inhale, you take the arms up, lengthen it. And exhale, you fold forward over your legs. You get the hands to the floor and inhale, right foot steps back, low lunge. Left foot back, plank pose, top of push-up. And exhale as you lower towards the floor. Inhale, forward, broadening out. And exhale, you press back down, dog. You settle in. You take any movement you like. The head hangs heavy. Inhale, right foot forward, low lunge. Left foot forward, forward fold. And inhale all the way back, full extension. And exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left leg reaches back. Right leg back. And exhale. Inhale, forward. And exhale, back. You're firm with those palms. Pressing them down. Sending those hips back and up. Inhale, left foot. Exhale, right foot. Inhale, full extension. And exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, pick it up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right leg reaches back. Left leg back. And exhale. Inhale, forward. And exhale, back. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Inhale, full extension. And exhale. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left. Right. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Nice, smooth with the movement. Nothing rushed, nothing forced. Just taking the time to wake things up, to warm up the body, draw up those lines. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Inhale, full extension. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, right, left. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, left, right. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. Keep that breath steady. Nice smooth inhales, full exhales. Inhale left, exhale right. Inhale and exhale. You relax the arms, you close your eyes if they've opened. Tadasana. Then with the big toes touching heels slightly apart. You bend the knees, drop the hips, and sweep the arms check. And you settle them. The thighs hug, the tailbone draws down. Nice and steady. Nice and grounded. The weight favors the heels, the toes feel light on the floor. That keeps you right over top, directly over your base. Then on exhale, you fold forward over your legs. You catch hold of whatever you got, your toes, your ankles, your shins. You draw the body down. A nice long back line. Now the weight starts to drift forward so those toes are firm to the mat just as the heels are. So that your hips are over your ankles. And you get that nice long stretch to the legs rather than the stretch just sitting at the top of the hamstrings. Inhale halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, float or step back. Down dog or vinyasa. Inhale, the right leg lifts. And exhale, you step the foot forward, low lunge. We're going to keep that left hand down as the right arm reaches up. Nice low open twist. The shoulders stacking, the collarbones broad, and the torso's long. The crown of the head's extending forward while that left heel's pressing back. You feel anchored through those feet, stable with your base, and on your next inhale, that right arm is going to guide you up into your high lunge twist. The torso lifts, staying twisted to the side. That left arm's reaching forward, that right arm's drawing back. And you breathe into the upper chest. Nice and broad, nice and full. Then inhale, that right arm comes around, high lunge. You square yourself forward. Then nice and smooth, letting your weight shift forward into that right leg, you rise up for warrior three. You lean out over that front thigh. The arms reaching forward, that left thigh reaching back. Ultimately, you're trying to get parallel to the floor like a big T, but don't be in any rush. More importantly is feeling that line from your hands all the way back to that left heel. Controlling that line as you steady your weight over that right thigh. Then just as smooth as you came in, you step that left foot as far back as you can, high lunge. The toes touch. The heel stays lifted. The arms reach up. Then palms together, thumbs drop between your shoulder blades. The elbows point up as you try and look to the ceiling, pushing your head against your forearms. Now you'll notice your back wants to take a big bend in the low back, so you keep your abdominal wall drawing in. And you feel like you're lifting your sternum, the center of your chest, straight up towards the ceiling. It's a small movement, but that's the movement, the flexion, I should say the extension of your upper spine. The bend that we're able to get right there between the shoulder blades. It's not much. Good. Inhale, you straighten the arms out. And exhale, hands to the floor as you step back. Down dog or vinyasa. Then inhale, the left leg lifts. And exhale, you step the foot forward, low lunge. That right hand stays down as that left arm reaches up. The shoulders stack, the collarbones broad. And you get that nice long line. A nice full rotation of the spine. Your hips are level. Legs are strong. So on your next inhale, take your time. You rise up over top. You breathe. You may tighten it up a bit. But try and feel that you're relatively vertical with the torso, avoiding that kind of leaning forward sensation. You want to lift all the way up over those hips. Then on inhale, you come back to center, high lunge. You orient yourself forward, and when you're ready, your weight starts to shift forward as you rise up, warrior three. You control that center point. Maybe you start to hinge a bit at the hip, trying to level up the torso and the thigh with the floor. Good, nice and easy, high lunge. Right toes touch, torso lifts. You settle yourself in. Then palms together, thumbs between the shoulder blades. Elbows point up, and you try and look up. Inhale, the arms straighten up. And exhale, hands to the floor as you make your way to down dog. Then sliding forward into plank. We're going side plank to the left. So left hand, you roll to either the outer edge of that left foot or you lower that left knee. That right arm reaches up. You can lift that right leg. Catch the knee, catch the toe. You set that strong lateral line. Nice and stable. Lifting through the hips. And nice and smooth, we're going to step that right foot forward, low lunge. So as you come back to center, that foot steps up. That right hand comes to the floor inside the foot for lizard. We're going to keep the left knee lifted today. So that back leg stays active as the torso starts to fold forward. One forearm, maybe two touchdown. But avoid letting this right or this left hip start to drop towards the floor. You want to keep it lifted. Keeping that left leg strong and active. as it's just the torso that surrenders down. Then inhale, you rise up to straight arms. You're going to lower that left knee now, uncurl those toes as you walk yourself over to the left edge of the mat, setting up for a gate pose. That left heel sweeps back behind you. That right leg straightens out. The right toes point up towards the ceiling. Right hand's on the right thigh. Left arm reaches up, and you take it over the top. A nice long lateral stretch. And that left wrist to shoulder, hip all the way down to that left knee. You reach long with that top arm. Eventually, it starts to make its way down, catching hold of those right toes. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, hands to the floor as you walk yourself back around to the top edge of your mat. You plant the hands and you step back. Down dog or vinyasa. Then sliding forward in plank. And you roll to the right. Right hand, outer edge of that right foot. You can lower that right knee. Lift that left arm. Lift the left leg. But the key here is that drawing in those obliques and the transverse abdominis right here from that right hip to the bottom right rib. Feels like you're hugging in there, lifting up, so that you start to create this arced line across the bottom, this arced line across the top. And that's how you share the weight from that front hand all the way back to the foot, rather than feeling like you're just hanging on that shoulder. You're lifting up, keeping yourself in control. And that way, as you start to come to center, you're able to step that left foot nice and smooth right up to the top edge of the mat, low lunge. Left hand's inside the foot, and you start to bow forward. One forearm, maybe two. And inhale as you straighten those arms up. You lower that right knee to the floor. Now uncurl the toes and walk yourself over to the right edge of the mat. The right heel sweeps back. The left leg straightens out and you rise up. Left hand on the left thigh. Right arm reaches over and you take it over. A nice long top line. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, hands to the floor as you walk yourself around to that left foot and you step back. Down dog or vinyasa. And exhale, the right foot forward, warrior two. Left heel spins in, the torso sweeps up. Your gaze is out over those right fingertips. I encourage you to just let your eyes close, to settle in. Nice and broad across the chest. Nice and broad across the lap as those thighs externally rotate. Then reaching forward for side angle. Right elbow goes to the right thigh, or hand to the floor inside the foot. That left arm goes nice and long next to left ear. If you want to work a bind, wrapping that top arm around your back, feel free. You can catch the inner thigh. You can catch hands. Good. Inhale, you rise back up, warrior two. Then straighten out that right leg. You reach forward, triangle pose. Right hand lands down, left arm reaches up. Open up. Nice and expanded. Nice, moving outward. Inhale, warrior two. And exhale, hands to the floor as you step back. Down dog or vinyasa. And exhale, the left foot forward, warrior two. You set that stance. You close your eyes and you breathe. Then reaching forward, side angle. Elbow to thigh or hand to the floor. Top arm goes long. And you roll over. Feel free to work your binds if you like. But remember to keep that left hip hugging in. Especially if you're working your bind. It's easy to start to wrap that arm and think about swinging your hip out of the way. Try and catch your hand. You want to keep that hip underneath you. Hugging in towards the midline of the mat. So that you keep that tension through the inner left thigh. Inhale, you rise up, warrior two. You straighten out that left leg, and you reach forward, triangle pose. Inhale, warrior two. Nice smooth transition. Take the time, set it up. Then exhale, hands to the floor as you make your way to down dog. Inhale, the right leg lifts. And on exhale, you draw that right knee towards your nose. And then you kick it out the left edge of the mat, warrior four. You can stay right here with the hands down. You get that nice stretch to the outer right hip. Or you spin that left heel in, lifting that left arm up. If you feel stable from hand to foot, you can think about picking that right foot up off the mat. But again, just like with side plank, the key is the lift of those hips. Creating that arched line so the hand and foot both are holding weight. Then nice and smooth as you come back to center. That right leg goes back up behind you. Down dog splits. Then exhale, you step the foot forward. Warrior one. The back heel spins in. The torso sweeps up. You close your eyes. You breathe. A nice upward lift to the torso. The arms reaching as if there's something just out of your grasp. So you feel like you're being lifted up off your waistline while those legs stay low and set. And straightening out the right leg. We're going into revolve triangle. Right hand to right hip. Left arm's going to guide you forward about halfway. And then you rotate. Left hand lands down. The right shin, the right foot, or the floor outside the foot. And then that right arm reaches up. You can always adjust your stance as you need so that you feel stable. You don't want to feel like you're standing on a tightrope here. Your base is broad and long. You're strong with those feet, firmly pushing down flat onto the floor so that your torso is able to open up. Then exhale, hands to the floor as you step back. Down dog or vinyasa. Inhale the left leg. And exhale, you draw the knee towards your nose. Then you kick it out the right edge of the mat. Warrior four. You stay there, or you spin that right heel in as that right arm lifts. Maybe you keep that left foot down. Maybe you lift it up. Nice and smooth. Control that transition. That left hand or right hand comes down as that left knee goes back and up. Down dog splits. And exhale, you step the foot forward. Warrior one. The right heel spins in. The torso sweeps up. Inhale, straightening out that left leg. Left hand to left hip. Right arm guides you forward. You only go about halfway, about parallel with the floor. And then you twist. The right hand lands down. The left arm reaches up. Avoid letting this feel like a forward fold where you're going down over that front leg. Especially if it's easy to get your hand down and you're going down. That usually means is you need to bring your hips a little bit lower to the floor. So you can just take a wider stance. Shooting that back foot further back. Now the crown of your head and hips are relatively level. You want to expand out and reach forward with the body rather than be going down parallel with that thigh. And on your next exhale, hands to the floor as you make your way to down dog. Then inhale, the right leg lifts. And exhale, you step the foot forward, high lunge. Once you set your stance, palms together, thumbs to your heart, you fold and twist over to the right. That left elbow is outside that right thigh. The right hand presses down into that left hand. Maybe you broaden, maybe you bind. Now you're going to use that left hand and let it guide you up and around, warrior two. Nice and smooth, opening up. That right leg straightens up, the toes turn in, and on exhale you fold forward between your legs. You can use those hands on the floor to help draw you in tighter. The tailbone's actively tilting up. The head hangs heavy. Then inhale halfway. From here, without changing anything about your feet, you keep them parallel as you walk your hands to the outer edge of that right foot. That right or that left knee is probably going to try and bend, or that foot tries to lift, but keep it anchored. And you're trying to reach out past that right foot towards the top edge of your mat. You get that nice long stretch through the lateral line of the torso. And you get a nice deep stretch through the lateral line of that right thigh. Then sweeping back to center, take a breath. And this time walking your hands to the top edge of the mat, and you turn your feet as you step back. Down dog or vinyasa. And inhale, the left leg lifts. And on exhale, you step the foot forward, high lunge. Once you're set with your stance, palms together, thumbs to your heart, you fold and twist over to the left. Revolve side angle. Then it's going to be that right arm that'll guide you up and around. Warrior two. That left leg straightens up. The toes turn in. And on exhale, you fold forward between your legs. If you like to take a different variation with your arms, feel free. Interlacing the fingers, catching your toes. Inhale halfway. And again, without changing anything about your legs, keep the feet parallel as you walk your hands to the outer edge of that left foot. Trying to reach out past that foot towards the top edge of your mat. And sweeping back to center. You take a breath, evening out those legs. Now the feet turn as you walk your hands forward and you step back. Down dog or vinyasa. And on exhale, the right foot steps forward between your hands, low lunge. You're going to draw that left knee forward and place it on the mat right outside your right ankle. Then you sit yourself back, setting up for half spinal twist. So that right knee is pointed towards the ceiling. That left foot is outside your right hip. Your right hand is on the floor behind you. That left arm reaches up. And on exhale, you twist. You hook that left elbow outside that right thigh. Good. Back to center. You're going to step that right foot just inside your left shin as you draw that left knee off to the side so that you're in a comfortable seated posture. From here, we're going into modified Heron. So you're going to interlace those fingers behind that right thigh and straighten that right leg out. Then, as that works for you, start walking your hands towards that right heel. And if you want to put more tension on those right hamstrings, you start to bend your elbows, pulling that leg towards you. And what you're focusing on is keeping your torso vertical, nice and straight, nice and steady, and bring that leg to you. It's going to feel like a deeper stretch if you start to fold like this, but that's not what you want. You want to keep the torso up so that you're just isolating those hamstrings on that right thigh. Bring that leg to you. Nice and easy, release the leg. You're going to draw that left foot out in front as you lift your legs in Navasana, boat pose. And we're going 2 by 2. So we'll all start with knees bent. You sit tall. The sternum's lifted, the collarbone's brought. Then on exhale, you cross the ankles. You either hug the shins in or hands outside the hips to lift. Then back out. Knees are either bent or you grab your big toes and straighten the legs. And on exhale, you cross your ankles as you roll forward, down dog or vinyasa. Then the left foot steps forward, low lunge. That right knee draws forward and you just place on the mat outside that left ankle as you sit yourself back. Half spinal twist. Left hand's behind you, right arm reaches, and on exhale you twist. Hooking that elbow outside the thigh. Turning your torso to try and face the back edge of your mat. Then back to center. You just step that left foot to the inside of that right leg as that right knee moves off to the side. You get level and comfortable. Then interlace those fingers behind that left thigh as you straighten that left leg out for heron. Maybe you walk your hands towards the heel. Maybe you start to use the strength of your upper body to pull that leg in towards you, while keeping your spine nice and tall. Good. Exhale, you release. You lift that right knee and you float the legs. Nirvasana. This time the knees are either bent or straight, but the arms are parallel to the floor either way. On exhale, you cross the ankles, hug the shins, or hands outside the hips to lift. Then back out. Knees are bent, straight. Grab your big toes, straighten the legs, or upward facing forward fold. You catch your heels, you tuck those forearms behind your calves, and you straighten your legs out. As you feel steady there, you start to fold forward. And on exhale, you cross the ankles as you roll forward. Down dog or vinyasa. Then exhale, lower the knees. You come to standing on your shins, setting up for camel. Hands against the low back. And on inhale, just roll your sternum towards the ceiling. We're just doing one round today to help open the front line. You find child's pose whenever you're done. You tuck yourself in. You breathe. Then on inhale, you rise up. You sit to the side of your hips. Bring your legs out front. Paschimottanasana. The legs are straight, the feet are flexed. The arms reach up. And on exhale, you fold forward. You catch hold of whatever you got. You bow your head, you close your eyes. You get that nice long back line with the body. And on inhale, you reach out as you rise up. You sweep your arms around in front. And on exhale, you lower yourself down onto your back. You come to lying flat. You take a breath. And preparing for 3 rounds of back bends on the floor. The knees bend, the feet are flat. The arms alongside the body for bridge or hands above the shoulders for upward facing bow. And on your next inhale, you push into your feet to lift the hips. Low back, middle back, upper back if you want. Then exhale, relax. Take a breath. And on inhale, you rise once again. Exhale, relax. Third and final one. On an inhale, you push down to go. exhale, you lower down. You draw your knees into your chest, wrapping your arms around your shins. Nice tight squeeze. Then the arms alongside the body, palms flat, legs go straight up. You hang out there or shoulder stand. Toes towards the floor beyond your head. Once the hips lift, you bend the elbows, catch your hips in your hands, and you send the legs up. A few more breaths if you want any variations. Then coming back to center, toes towards the floor beyond your head for plow. Hips are high, low back's open. You release your hands, fingers point forward and nice and easy. You unravel. Come to lie flat on your back. The arms alongside the body, preparing for fish. You press down into your hands and elbows. You arc the spine, roll the shoulders back, and release the crown to head towards the chin. Then on exhale, you lower down. You draw your knees into your chest, nice tight squeeze. You take the arms into cactus arms, and you release the knees over to left. One final twist. And back to center, and over to the right. Back to center, and on exhale, you extend the legs, Shavasana. Slowly begin taking deeper inhales, more active exhales. Gently waking the body back up. You start to wiggle the fingers and toes. You roll the wrists and ankles, arms and legs. And turn the palms flat down onto the ground, gripping the floor as you inhale, grounding yourself. And exhale, you draw your knees into your chest. You wrap your arms around your shins. And you rock over to your right side. You rest there for a moment in the seat of full potential. And as you're ready on inhale, you slowly rise up to sitting. You come into a comfortable seated posture. The spine is tall, shoulders are back. Chest is lifted, heart is open. Back and the neck is long and the eyes remain closed. Then palms together, heart center, thanking yourself and each other for being here. Clear mind, peaceful mind. Peaceful speech, loving speech. Loving heart, clear heart. Namaste. Thank you all for joining. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.